I said no to my niece being flower girl, and my family turned my wedding into a war zone. Full story. I didn't think choosing a flower girl would cause a full-blown family meltdown. But apparently, in my family, no is just a suggestion. And somehow, I became the villain for not wanting chaos at my own wedding. Follow us for full stories posted daily. We're serving fresh tea all day. Back to the story. Hello, Tea Talk. My name is Amanda, and I need to know if I actually did something wrong, or if my family just decided my wedding was their group project. So I'm 28, recently married, and like most brides, I just wanted one thing: a smooth, drama-free wedding day. That was apparently too much to ask. Now let me introduce the main characters. My fiancé Daniel is amazing, calm, supportive, very much whatever makes you happy energy. Then there's my older brother Jason and his wife Melissa, and their daughter, my niece Chloe. Chloe is 6, and before anyone comes for me, no, I don't hate kids. But Chloe is not just a kid. Chloe is chaos in a tiny dress. And the real issue? Her parents do not discipline her at all. Let me give you some examples. At my mom's birthday dinner last year, Chloe didn't like the cake flavor. Instead of just not eating it, she knocked the entire cake onto the floor. And Melissa just laughed and said, "Oh, she's expressing herself." Expressing herself? She body slammed a cake. Then at a family barbecue, Chloe got bored and started grabbing decorations off the table and throwing them into the yard. Jason literally shrugged and said, "She's just energetic." Energetic? She redecorated the lawn. But the moment that really sealed it for me was my engagement party. We had a small, nice setup. Decorations, desserts, everything looked perfect. Chloe got upset because someone else was sitting in a chair she wanted. So what did she do? She screamed, loud, then knocked over a table with drinks. I'm standing there in my engagement dress watching lemonade spill everywhere while Melissa goes, "She's just having a moment." A moment? I had a moment too. Mine was internal screaming. So yeah. When it came time to plan my wedding, I already knew one thing: I needed calm. Now here's where everything started. One day, Jason and Melissa come over, and Melissa casually says, "Chloe is so excited to be your flower girl." Not asks, says. Like it was already decided, I kind of paused and said, "Oh, I actually haven't finalized that yet." And Jason goes, "Well, I mean, it's obvious, right?" No, it was not obvious. So I tried to be gentle. I said, "I'm actually thinking of keeping the ceremony really simple." And Melissa's smile immediately dropped. "What does that mean?" And I said, "It just means I might not have a flower girl." Which was partially true, but also my polite way of saying, "not Chloe." And that's when the energy shifted. Jason goes, "You don't want your own niece in your wedding?" And just like that, I knew this wasn't going to stay simple. At first, I tried to keep things calm, but within days, the messages started. Melissa texts me. "She's been talking about this nonstop. She'll be heartbroken." Then my brother calls me. "It's just one day. Why are you making this a big deal?" And I'm sitting there like, I'm not the one making it a big deal. So I tried to compromise. I said, "What if she just walks in with you guys? Like as a guest, but still included?" Immediate no. Melissa goes, "She deserves a special role." Deserves? This is my wedding, not an awards ceremony. Then it escalated. My mom calls me and says, "Amanda, I don't understand why you're excluding her." Excluding? From what? My personal ceremony? Then suddenly there's a group chat, and let me tell you, that group chat turned into a battlefield. Messages like, "It's just a kid," "You're being selfish," "Family should come first." Meanwhile, I'm sitting there thinking, shouldn't the bride come first at her own wedding? But the thing that pushed me over the edge? Another incident. We had a small pre-wedding dinner with some family. Chloe got upset because she wasn't allowed to play with the centerpieces, so she grabbed one and threw it. Glass shattered everywhere. And instead of apologizing, Melissa goes, "She didn't mean it." I finally looked at her and said, "That's exactly why I can't have her in the wedding." Silence. Jason immediately goes, "So you think my kid is a problem?" And I took a breath and said, "I think she needs more supervision than I can handle on my wedding day." That was apparently the wrong answer. That's when everything exploded. Jason goes, "If she's not included, we're not coming." Melissa adds, "And don't expect us to pretend everything is fine after this." I just sat there like, is this real life? Because now I'm being threatened over a flower girl position. I said, I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I just want a smooth ceremony. And Jason goes, you're choosing a perfect wedding over your family. No, I'm choosing sanity. But at that point, nothing I said mattered. They stopped talking to me. Some relatives took their side. Others stayed neutral, but you could feel the tension building. So going into my wedding day, everything felt off. The day arrives, I'm getting ready, trying to stay calm, pretending everything is fine. Some family members are distant, some are supportive. It's just awkward. And then, guess who shows up? Jason, Melissa, and Chloe. Unannounced. Not part of the wedding, but very much present. And I immediately felt my stomach drop. Because I knew something was coming. The ceremony starts, everything is going smoothly. Music, vows, everything is perfect. And then, right as I'm standing there with Daniel, I hear it, a loud voice. I want to go up there. Chloe. She starts crying, loudly. Then she pulls away from Melissa and starts running toward the aisle. Guests are turning, whispering. I'm standing there like, please no. Melissa is trying to grab her. Jason looks annoyed, and Chloe is fully melting down in the middle of my ceremony. At one point, she yells, "That's supposed to be me." I wish I was making that up. Eventually, someone gets her out of the aisle, but the moment, ruined, not destroyed, but definitely broken. After the ceremony, I'm trying to move past it. But at the reception, it all comes out. Melissa comes up to me and says, "This wouldn't have happened if you just let her be included." Oh no. I looked at her and said, "No, this happened because you don't set boundaries." And Jason steps in like, "You're seriously blaming us right now?" And I said, "I asked for one thing, one peaceful day, and you couldn't respect it." Things got quiet. People were watching. And for the first time, I didn't care. Jason shook his head and said, "Unbelievable." And they left early. Just like that. Since then, things have been distant. We don't really talk. Some family members still think I overreacted. Others quietly told me I did the right thing. And honestly, I don't regret it. Because yes, it caused drama. Yes, it created a divide, but I protected my wedding the best I could. And if I had given in, it probably would have been chaos from start to finish. So tell me, Tea Talk. Was I wrong for not wanting chaos at my own wedding?